Today's February 15th of 22. This video might be a little long. The concept I'm going to talk about is still in its infancy here in my garden. Last fall I started looking for plants with colorful foliage that last through the winter, and it's been kind of difficult to find some that are good for zone 8 where I live. So this video is to document how things progress. I'll update it next year so we can kind of see how things do here. So one of my favorite colorful foliage plants is Croton, or I've heard Floridians call it Croton. This plant comes real close to emulating those colors. This is a euonymus, emerald and gold. It doesn't stay like this all year. I know, I read online anyway, that the new growth comes out like a regular variegated euonymus, and then as it goes through the fall and the winter, it fades to this pink color. Euphorbia, not a whole lot of color, but the tips do get some color. And then I love this Trachelospermum asiaticum, summer sunset jasmine, and the colors are really good. And I've got 3 of these. They're teeny tiny, so they're overwintering inside to try to put some size on. A couple firepower Nandinas. They're not big enough to even have color yet. I'll have to trim back this pineapple agave to let some more sun on them. All of those are sun lovers, and they need lots of sun to get, you know, good colors. This euonymus, most euonymus are tall shrubs. They get, you know, 6 or 7 feet tall. This is a low creeper, and it stays low and kind of creeps outward. This is a leucothoe. I hope I'm saying that right. The colors aren't real vivid, but it does have some color. It does bring some color in, and that likes shade. But all these plants, they do need some sun to get the interesting colors on their foliage, and that gets to like 4 by 4 feet is what they say. Over here I've got a silver dollar hebe. I don't think those are sun lovers, but it doesn't get a whole lot of full sun like it's got right now. Gaultheria procumbens. This is a winter green, a variegated version, and it's got really good pinks in it, and it should get those bright red berries that winter green gets. That's a low creeper. We've got hellebores. Those are shade lovers. They're probably getting too much sun right now. I may move them. Back over here, this is a Vaccinium ovatum. That is a, what do they call it? A huckleberry. And it likes shade. It gets to about 4 feet by 4 feet, they say. It's got really good, brilliant red. All right, Nandinas. I used to hate Nandinas, like those firepowers over there. These are Tuscan Sun, Tuscan Red, Tuscan Sun. Beggars can't be choosers. The colors that Nandinas get are insane, and you can trim them. I've trimmed them a little bit. If you cut all the green off the bottom, they look a lot better. So I'll do that when they get a little bit bigger. That is a Gulf Stream Nandina, teeny tiny. That is some kind of a Carys grass. It's not colorful, but it's just kind of bright, brings some brightness in. There's another euonymus, a couple firepowers. That is a twilight Nandina. There's a regular gold euonymus. Got some euphorbias. Hellebore. This is a regular winter green. This is not tropical at all, but look how brilliant those berries are. They almost hurt to look at. So that needs to find a good spot. I just don't know where to put it yet. Over here, Laura petalum. This variety is called Jazz Hands. It's tiny still, of course. The new foliage comes out with these pinks and silvers, and it looks almost fake. What else? A Cuba Japonica. There's a few different varieties. I think this one's Mr. Goldstrike. And there are some crotons that look a lot like this. So It's not really colorful, but the yellow adds a good splash of brightness to the garden. Okay, I gotta check my list because I can't remember the name of this one. So this is a Grizzlinia Littoralis, and the variety is Bantry Bay. So it's got really nice variegation. There's another one over here, totally forgot about. And I don't know how you say this. Oh man, all of the variegated leaves fell off. This is evergreen. I'm not sure why these leaves are falling off, but Ellie Agnes Prunus and maculata is the name of this variety. And I wish that the variegated leaves were still on, because it looks almost like camouflage. It's got a really distinct pattern. So another thing that is of note, black Mondo grass, there's New Zealand sedge, and that gets a really nice orange yellow color. Of course, phormiums. I think a really bad winter here could kill phormiums. And then this is the only cordyline of the red variety that survived, and I think if you look at where it's at, you can see why. It's got kind of some protection to radiate some warmth from the rocks right there, from the high ground. The other ones might survive, but they all look toast. So this one looks pretty good still. Those are marginal here. If you have a mild winter, they'll do fine, but we had a week below freezing, and it got up to, I'm down to 16 degrees Fahrenheit at the lowest. So one other thing while we're here, and I'm looking at this, I gotta look up the name for this plant. I cannot remember it. It's a creeping ivy. It's invasive. I've got, I don't know, thousands of square feet of woodline back there that are just covered in this stuff, but it has a really good variegated pattern on it. But it is not native, it is invasive. So the other thing, of course, yuccas. Yuccas add some nice color. All right, let me check my list and make sure there's nothing else I forgot. Hucheras. My hucheras are pretty boring, but there are some really bright, colorful hucheras. I'm sorry, hookers, however you say it. That sounds dumb to me. So I need to find the varieties that are really good. But sometimes they don't last through the winter though. These didn't last winter, but this winter they sailed through just fine. So that's it for now. Sorry, this is long. Might be kind of boring. You don't have to watch it. This is really just for my reference so I can track how things progress and how all these plants do, since they're all new to me.